Hello and welcome to another episode of Beyond Loss, Loving Life with Karen Chaston. I am Karen Chaston and it's so great to have you here in the Chaston Centre loft. I love doing these shows. I love coming to you live and I look forward to sharing whatever comes up today, which is who knows where we're going to go over today. Sure, I have a bit of a plan, but I always love to allow this to take wherever. So please comment, please say hello, let me know where you're from. Let me know if you have any questions. As most people know by now, I am not a medium, I'm not a psychic. I do not do readings to connect you with your loved ones. What I do though is I assist you to move beyond any kind of loss. And there are over 40 different loss events that can affect our lives. So it's really important that we start to understand how we can easily move beyond loss and create our better everyday life. And it's not easy. I'm not going to lie to you. It's not easy. We have relationships and we lose the relationships, whether it's through a death of a loved one or a divorce or a job loss or your health or your wealth. Everything that happens to us in life happens to us for a reason. And today I am always excited to be here and always excited to be sharing with you this knowledge that I went looking for. I have to tell you, I lost my beautiful son Dan in July of 2011. So it's nearly, it's 9.5 years, nearly 10 years since he's been here in this physical world with us. But I have to tell you, he is still around. He's still with me. Hi, Kiki. Nice to see you. From California. Really great to have you here. I guess that it's probably, about 6 p.m. your time, something like that. Correct me if I'm wrong. But it's just so great to be able to be here and to share everything that I'm about to today. So I'm going to start off with, like I always do, I love to draw a card before I come on. And today, like most times, I have actually drawn the card from this channeled spiritual guidance cards from Marcia Quinton. These are amazing cards, which is, okay, Mel, I've just read what you've written. My condolences for your loss. It's never easy to lose a loved one, especially your mum. You know, your mum brought you into this world. She guided you and assisted you to become the person that you are today. And it's never, ever easy. And today I'll be helping you to understand how we can move beyond loss. And Kiki, my condolences for you. I've just read that you lost your little baby at only 7 weeks old. You know, Kiki, I don't know whether you are a believer in the life after we go from this realm and what happens, but I always know, and as I said, I've been searching on this path for a long time to find a better way for all of us to be able to move beyond our losses. And life is a journey where we go from love to loss and then hopefully back to love. It's like it's this infinity sign where we are going from love to loss and then back again. And love and loss is sort of even. And when we understand that love and loss are an even thing, and it's through having both of them in our lives that we appreciate love and we can go to love even more. Okay, Jade, I have just read, I'm in the process of reading yours. I might bring you up so everyone can actually see what I'm reading. Okay, my world's fallen apart. My husband, myself, my home, my family. Since losing my son, my partner and I have fallen so far apart. I want my life back. I need balance. I am so lost. Please, love a card. Okay, Jade. I don't do readings. I don't do spiritual readings. I feel for you. My greatest condolences for losing your son. you may have been on earlier when I mentioned that my beautiful son Dan passed over nearly 10 years ago in July. So I sort of understand what you're going through. I'm never going to say I understand what you're feeling, because I don't understand what you're feeling. We can never understand what someone else is feeling. But what I do understand is that life is going to throw us many, many curveballs. And it really is about us understanding how we can hit these curveballs sort of out of the park. And no matter what we do it from the best of our ability. So in the notes, you can see a couple of links. There is a link to an ebook, which is Life After Loss. There's a link to my Revitalize Your Life 45-day program, which helps you to reconnect to you. I understand you want your life back, but you're never going to have your life back. Okay. And that may seem a little bit harsh, but I'm not going to lie to you. You're never going to be the same person that you were prior to whatever loss event has happened in your life. And when we understand that, we can then start to deep dive into the life that we desire moving forward. Your son is with you. I can tell you right now, he's with you. I know he is. My son is the co-founder of the Chaston Centre. My son is the co-founder of every single thing I do, the books that I've written, the programs that I've created. I give my son as much credit as I give myself for everything I've created. So I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to say that your life is going to be the same. And it's important that we understand that. It's important that we understand that these challenges that we have in our life, they're here to assist us. They're here to assist us on our spiritual journey. Like, we're all spirits having a human experience, and our human experiences gives us a lot of trials and tribulations. It also gives us a lot of joy and love. And it's about us understanding that. So I want you to understand that I am here because I know how hard it is to move beyond loss. And I've had a lot in my life. We've all had a lot in our life. There's over 40 different loss events that can affect our lives. So the fact that there's so many tells us straight away that we're all going to have multiple major losses throughout our life. Be it a loss of a loved one, be it a divorce, a separation, your job loss, your health, your wealth, even your pets. And the pandemic that we all have, lived through in 2020 brought out so many more of these loss events, loss of freedom, loss of choice, loss of status, changing work conditions, change in social activities, recreational activities. And these things can all compound into us saying, what's it all about? Like, how can we make it easier? And that's exactly what I'm here doing. Is to make your life easier. That's why I show up here every Monday, Queensland time at 11 a.m. That's why I have created my programs, written my books, done everything, is because we've never been taught how to move beyond loss. And it doesn't have to be this big, scary thing where we go down, down, down and never come up. And that's what my programs are all about. They're all about assisting you to be able to find that light. And it may only be a little speck at the end of the tunnel at the moment, but through guidance and through assistance, you will be able to walk that guided path, so that speck that's at the end of the tunnel at the moment becomes this big shining light, this beam that will assist you to live and love your life moving forward. So I'll just see if there's any more questions. Good morning, Janet. Great to see you here. Hello, Margaret. Okay, I don't do cards, right? I'm not a medium. I am not a psychic. Well, we all are, but I haven't developed those talents to be able to give anyone else a reading. I deep dive into me, into my intuition. We all have it. We all, some we use it to all varying degrees. And if I had a conversation with you, I would tell you how I'm being guided. But I'm not about to give you a message from a loved one. I am about to give everyone a card, which is the card that I said I picked before I came on, asking for the best card for the guidance for all of us. And it's from the Channeled Spiritual Guidance cards from Marcia Quinton. And today I picked number 14, which is Mother Nature. And it's really funny. As I've mentioned, I have Revitalize Your Life is a program, a 45-day program where you get a video from me each day. And one of the videos, or one of the activities, is to reconnect with nature. You know, your connection to nature really matters. And it's important for us to understand what nature actually does for us. But I'm going to read the card and then we're going to deep dive into it. So, excuse me. Mother Nature resides within us all. We are all connected. She resides within us all and has reached out to remind you that you need her gentle healing powers. So everyone who is listening to this, whether you're listening to it live or later, this message is for you. It's time for you to reconnect to Mother Nature. Come forth, she is calling you. She beckons you to sit within her realm and feel the lushness of nature surrounding you. Feel her strength. Let go of the negative vibrations. Today, a yearning has overcome you to connect with nature and to let her energy flow through your whole being. Let her fill you up with the natural energy of the earth and all of the earthly elements. So lift up your spirits and rejoice. Now, Mother Nature. Let's talk about Mother Nature for a little while, because we're all, you know, a lot of people have asked for a reading. A lot of people have asked for connections to their loved ones, whether they're in this room or they're not. And I have found that Mother Nature is continually giving us signs on the other person on the other side. They're connecting with me. For example, my son Dan, who I mentioned, passed in July 2011. He shows up in a couple of ways, as dragonflies and as rainbows. And, you know, a rainbow is such an amazing thing, isn't it? You can't have the rain without the sun to create a rainbow. So a lot of us think as rain is negative and sun is positive, but you require both in order for you to have this beautiful display of light energy, which is, you know, a rainbow. So it's important for us to understand that in our life, we require the negativity in order to have the love and the joy and the blessings that will definitely come to us. And we will always have both. We live in a world of duality. So we can't have one without the other. And imagine your life if your life was just continually bliss, continually love, right? No matter what happened, everything was the same every day. And, you know, all you got to do is think back to Adam and Eve. That's what they had. They had bliss every day, but they got bored. And, you know, as the story goes, Eve tempted Adam with the apple, the only thing that they were not allowed to touch in all of this beautiful garden. And, of course, they got bored. So she said, well, let's just taste it. Because what else are we going to do? We've done everything else. We're bored. Let's do it. And we all know what happened after that. So let's connect to nature and let's start to see the signs that nature is bringing to you, because there are so many signs in nature. All you got to do is just look at a flower. Just look at the intricate parts of a flower, how it all comes together. And how beautiful it is, the way it smells, the way the smell makes you feel. Different flowers smell differently, and you will always get a different reaction in your body based on these different signs. So that's what I love about nature. Another thing is nature, most of it is green. Now, green is the sign of the heart chakra. Okay, so it is all about love. It is all about you connecting yourself to it. And a very, very simple exercise is to take your shoes off and stand on some grass and just ground yourself in and just feel how grounded you feel. Just feel all the energies of the day be released from your body when you start to connect with nature. Now, the Native Americans, they used to lean up against a tree and drag the tree's energy from the tree into their body before they went into battle. So that's how connected we are through energy and through living and loving. So just imagine, right, how much revitalized you can feel if you started to connect more to nature. Okay, so of course he's still with you, Sandy. He's still with you, Sandy. Of course your dad is still with you. And the fact that you're dreaming about it, he's showing you a sign that he's coming into your dreams. He's probably planting little things in nature for you as well. Start to see the signs and start to question. You know, all you got to do is just say, is that you, Dad? You know, my dad comes to me. My dad passed in 2003, and he comes to me as feathers. Whenever I see a feather, I always look at it. Sometimes I pick it up and sometimes I don't. But I always say, hi, Dad, how are you? What would you like to tell me today? And then I listen. And there's always so many messages that are coming to us all of the time. And that's what I love about everything. So, Kiki. Okay. So, Kiki, I'm just going to go back. I've just reading your message here. Hi, Kerry. Nice to see you. I'm Karen, but I just guess you typed it wrong. Okay. It's like everyone Kiki, yes, some days are super hard, but, you know, we all know that people are going to pass away. We all know that we're here for a relative short time. We don't have an expiry date on our birth certificate. And it is about us learning and growing and living our lives. You know, I was well into my 50s when I came to a realization, which was that I'm the only person that I'm going to spend my entire life with. So why am I giving up on my dreams and my hopes and my aspirations and spending my time looking after everyone else? And some people might look at what I've just said and go, oh my God, that's so selfish. But is it? Let's think about it. We come into this world alone and we leave alone. We don't know how long we're going to be here. We don't know who is going to come into our life, who is going to leave before us, who is going to leave after us. All we know is that we're on a journey, and we're all on a journey that is taking us closer and closer and closer to the day that we leave this realm. Now, it's important for us to know that we're here for a reason. You know, there has to be just more to the fact that we're here at this time. And deep diving into you and finding out what your reason is really does assist you to be able to move beyond any kind of loss, because every person who comes into your life is there for a reason. They are a reflection of you, and depending on where you are, they can be reflecting your beautiful side or your shadow side. Not that there's anything wrong with either of them, and not that there's one's better than the other. We both require both. As I said earlier, we live in a world of duality, and it's important for us to know that there is always opposites happening, but we get to choose. We get to choose what we see. We get to choose what we believe. We get to choose what we do each day. And we also get to choose how we feel. Okay. And the more we understand that we have choices, the more that we start to realize that when I wake up each day, I can choose. I can choose for the way that I look at life. I can choose whether I do the deep dive. I can choose whether I sit around and do nothing. I can choose whether I be sad all day. You know, our happiness is our happiness. We don't have to get a certain person come into our life or certain things come in our life before we can be happy. We choose how we feel. So there's no reason why you cannot be happy today. There is no reason why you can not lift your spirits up. You know, there is a vibrational scale which shows you step by step how you can go from being depressed to how you can be in love and joy. Sure, you cannot go those steps in one big step. It is a progress, a step-by-step progress that you have to take. But it's also about you becoming conscious of saying, well, I'd like to vibrate higher. I am here for a reason. What is my reason? What is my purpose? And your purpose can be anything. It doesn't have to be this grand scale thing where you're going to, make a huge difference in multiple people's life, like Mother Teresa, for example. But you can do things by just being you, because it's important for us to know that we're really important in our life. So today I am wondering if anyone is ready to share some more stuff with me, what you would like to talk about. And I'm really happy that, we have this time together to share these things. So another thing that I thought that I would talk about while I'm waiting for some people to suggest what they'd like to suggest is that I'm always available. You can reach out to me anytime. You can decide to email me. Happy to talk to you, happy to go through, to help you to move beyond loss, because it's not easy. I'm not going to lie to you. It's not easy at all. Right. So while I'm waiting, as I mentioned earlier, I have created this Revitalize Your Life program, which is absolutely amazing. It's a 45-day series where it helps you to revitalize your life. Because when we have all of these things come into our life, our loss and our loves and all of these different things, sometimes we get stuck. Sometimes we get stuck in the overwhelm of everything that has happened to us. But what I've realized with all of the people who I've worked with in my Beyond Loss programs is that they've sort of lost themselves in the process of caring for other people or living a life where they put themselves last instead of really caring about who they are. I have found that they lose themselves in the process. So it is a matter of revitalizing your life and reconnecting to who you are. And so I created this 45-day series, which each day you get an email from me, which lets you know that in your, dedicated area on the website where you have a login to, I've added another video and another activity for the day. And so over the 45-day program, you then reconnect to different parts of you. Parts like, your time matters, or your questions matter, or your choices matter, or your beliefs matter, and your thoughts matter, and your energy matters, and so much to it. And it's really, really, I've had so much fun putting this together and just being guided by spirit as into what is your whatever matters. The whole 45 of them just came to me so easily, so much so that it's probably going to be like 48, but I'm not telling anyone that. It's definitely 45, but who knows, because there's just so much guidance continually coming to me. And that's what I love about the fact that I am more aware and I am listening. So what it is, if you would like to just have a connect, before I should actually let you know that it's $45 Australian to get into this Revitalize Your Life program. And the reason that I've made it $45 is because I want everyone to revitalize their life. I want people to realize, and a lot of the times we don't even realize how disconnected we are from ourselves. You know, sometimes a great exercise to do is for you to think back to who you were as a child, the things that used to light you up, the things that you used to do. And if you've ever watched a child play, they just engross themselves in whatever they're doing. They don't care about what anyone else says. They don't care about you know, how you think or all those sort of things. And that's the beauty of it, is they're just so in love with everything they're doing that they just do it. They do the things they love and they don't do the things they don't love. You know, same with what they eat. They eat what they love and they don't eat what they don't love. So it's really important for us all to understand that when we revitalize our lives as an adult, you know, over the years, we've slowly chipped away and lost a little bit of us, a bit of our essence, a little bit here and a little bit there, you know, because we start to really care about what people think, and we start to do things. Maybe even the career that we chose wasn't even our choice. It was our parents' choice, or a teacher sort of guided us that way. So it's important for us to know that you matter. And the way that for you to really find out how you matter is for you to reconnect to all of these different aspects of yourself. And that's what this 45-day Revitalize Your Life is all about. It helps you to reconnect to all of these different parts of you so that you can deep dive into you, so that you can find the life that you want to live and love. Now, as we've seen in the comments today, so many people have lost a loved one. They're lost. And the fact that they're lost, they're in the process of not knowing where to go. You know, they've lost a child and they're losing their husband, and they're doing all of these different things that they're not really sure where to go from here. So that's what this is about, because all of the people I've worked with all over the world is they come to this realization that they lost their identity, they lost themselves, they lost their joy and their love in the process of living life. And it could have been because they became a carer for the person who passed, or they, you know, started to take a back seat so that their partner could, you know, really have their career thrive, and they stayed home and looked after the kids, and then all of a sudden their husband's gone, whether it was through a death or divorce or whatever, and they just lost. They're stuck in going, I don't know who I am. I don't know what my next step forward is. I don't know what to do from here. And that's what this Revitalize Your Life is all about. It truly is a program to reconnect you to you. It's that simple. So if that makes sense, I would really love for you to check it out. Just go to the website. I'll post it here so it's easier for you as well. Just go to the website, check it out, and just, you know, as I said, $45, which is $1 a day. So that you can revitalize to you. And when you deep dive into it, you're going to go, oh my God, I cannot believe that I have been gifted this program for $1 a day. Believe me, it could have been 10 times that. But I want people to understand that they're important. They're the most important person in their life. And it's time for them to start to realize that, to start to look after themselves in that way. Okay, so that's Revitalize Your Life. So now I would like to, is there any more questions that people would like to ask me? Thank you for saying hello. Right, I think I've answered all of the questions. Yes, I have. And I can see that people are coming in and out, which is just great, which I just love. So ask away, because today is here for you. I'm happy to, you know, shuffle my cards and give you a reading if that's what you like. But I just want people to know that you are the master you are seeking, and you have the answers inside of you. And sometimes we're looking for everyone else to sort of fix our lives, but we don't want to do anything about it. We just expect it to happen like that. It's not going to happen without you doing the work. And I'm a great believer that your life comes back to the questions that you ask yourself. So what sort of questions are you asking yourself? Things happen in our life and we go down, and we use a lot of the time these unhealthy avoidance tactics to just hope that it'll all get better. But it's not going to get better without you consciously making it better. It's really is that simple. So what are the questions that you're asking yourself? Because for every problem that you have in your life, there is a question waiting to be asked. And for every question waiting to be asked, there is an answer waiting to be revealed. And for every answer revealed, there is an action step waiting to be taken. And as you take those action steps, that is how you create the life that you want to live and love. So what questions are you asking yourself? Because that's how we create the life that we want, is through deep diving into ourselves and asking ourselves the questions. So often I get a lot of people who come to me and they really do think I'll just give them a magic wand. And I tell them, nothing's going to happen. I can guide you. Right? I have the most amazing programs that will guide you to where you'd like to be. But if you don't put the time and the effort into following these guidance, you're not going to go anywhere. And I know a lot of people don't want to hear that. They really do think, they look at other people's lives and they just go, wow, look at the lives they got. They're just luckier than me. They're just, going here and they're going so many places. And I don't understand why I don't have that sort of life. Well, I can tell you why. Because they've taken the action steps. So we need to have a look at whether we are taking the action steps. And I know that's probably not what you want to hear, but I just feel that sometimes it is what we need to hear, because we need to know that our life is our creation. It's from the choices we've made. And I'm not saying you've made bad choices. I'm just saying it's from the choices that you have made. We are the sum of every single experiences in our lives. And I can tell you right now, there's a whole lot of choices I've made that I wish I hadn't made. There are a whole lot of things that I did and said that I wish I hadn't have said and done. But I know that they are who I am today. Every single experience has created who I am today. And there's more great choices that I'm really proud I've made. When I left corporate, when I chose redundancy from my CFO role, I could have easily gone back and found another job really easily. I was an amazing accountant, but I chose not to. I chose to deep dive into why my son passed. And then shortly after, I was made redundant. And sure, it was my choice, but, it came to that. So it's like, it really assisted me to go, there's something more going on here. There's something more to what is happening in my life than just these events, being in a bit of a slump and not going as great as what it has previously. And I knew that there was a choice for me to make. And that's when I went deep diving, not only into me, but into a better way to do loss. And that's why I'm here, because I looked around, I looked back at my parents and I looked back at so many things that had happened in my grandparents' lives, in my parents' lives. And I just knew that there was more to life than us just, going with the flow and allowing the knocks to come to us and then just finding, either suffering for the rest of my lives, which some of my grandparents did after they lost a child, or to find the meaning behind it and to find me, to find a better me. Because I can tell you right now, every single loss event in my life, when I chose to deep dive into it, which believe me, I have done all of them and there have been many, I have found a better me. I am a better person. I'm a better partner. I'm a better mother. I'm a better friend. I am a better, mentor, because let's face it, that's what I do. I'm a better guide because of all of the things that have happened, because I've lived it, I understand it. And that's why I love doing what I do. Hi, Diane. Nice to see you here. Do you have a question that you would like me to answer today? Is there a reason why you popped in today? Because, you know, as I said, I don't know if you've been here the whole time or not. I'm here to help people to move beyond loss. I don't give card readings. I will do a group reading of a card, but I don't do card readings. I do practical ways in this realm to help people move beyond any kind of loss. And there are over 40 different loss events. So that's why I show up here each week to help people to see a different way, a better way. So if you have a question, please ask. Otherwise, I feel that I've shared all that I have to say today. And unless there is something else that someone would like to come on and ask or share a question. Now, for all of the people who have commented and lost, please feel that you can reach out to me anytime. My email address, I'm pretty sure, is up the top. Let me double check. If not, I'll type it in. I can't see it. Okay, let me just type in my email address. Just please reach out to me anytime if you are feeling lost and stuck and you don't know what to do. I am more than happy to have a conversation with you to guide you, but then, of course, it's up to you. As I said, I've got programs online, offline, that can help you to move beyond and reconnect to where you want it. But just feel free to email me if that's what you would like to do. Yeah, I feel I'm done. So thank you all for being here. I'll see you all again next week at 11 a.m. Queensland time, Monday, and have a great week. And if you're in Australia, have an amazing Australia Day tomorrow. And thank you all for showing up. Bye for now.